Episode 43. Thank you all for listening to episode 42. Mean! Woo! By God, Gene. I'm Gary here with my co-host.
You had me mid-drink there. Bear Cub.
Woo! Thank you, Bear
By
Cub.
God, Bear Cub.
By God, Bear. Woo! By God, Cub. I like it. Thanks to Wes Anderson, Moments of Time. Check him out at Wes Anderson Music on Facebook. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing, the first primary sponsor, OTL Sports Podcast. Thanks to Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Call them 419-704-54. Oh, had a burp there. 71-5471. They serve the Toledo and surrounding area and not.
I'm trying to go overseas here. Kuwait, the entire country of Kuwait.
Kuwait. I like it.
I don't know if he does much with sand, does he?
Somewhat.
You think they could make Kuwait like just a big Zen garden?
Maybe.
I'm just curious.
That would make. How would you feel about that?
I mean, I'd go over there and, rake some sand as long as it's like comforting. That's what a Zen garden's supposed to be, isn't it?
Would you feel comforted?
They do have a lot of money over there.
There's a lot of oil.
Right, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, there you go.
Oil is money.
Oil is money. Oil is gold.
No, oil is oil. Gold is gold.
All right. Sorry about that. Thanks to Verizon, true technology business partner, helps local businesses deploy technologies that positively impact operations and increase revenue for the company. At Verizon, we do not wait for the future, we build it. Go to their website and get in touch with the sales rep in your area. Thanks to PNC, visit Cassandra at PNC in Whitehouse, who will help you with your banking needs, whether it be loans, credit cards, personal banking. She's there to help. Give her a call, 419-877-0634. And lastly, thank you to Charlie's Dodge. Visit Ben Meyer. Give him a call, 419-893-0241. He'll get you in a new Dodge.
Ram. Or any Dodge. Preferably Ram, though.
Yes. That's what we have here.
After we golfed last Saturday before the Cowboys game, Nate's buddy Phil, who he works with, got like brand new 2019 with the 97-inch screen in it. He says it's huge. He says it's like mesmerizing. Like it's just insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
I think I'm gonna wait until the 2020 before I decide to see if I want a new one or not. But see how they are.
They were. I was reading. Speaking of 2020, I was reading a meme that was up. It said, they should get Barbara Walters to come back just to say, like on New Year's Eve, and just say, I'm Barbara Walters, and this is 2020, right when the ball drops.
Is she still alive?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yep.
Oh, I thought she was dead.
She's like 109.
I bet pretty damn close to that. Goodness.
I think.
I didn't know that. All right. Well, good for you, Barbara. Proud of you.
I think she's as old as Shatner.
But Shatner, he doesn't look old. Shatner looks like he's been the same age for the last 20 years. And I feel like he's like 97.
At least. Yeah, he's 80. Let's see. Barbara's 89.
That's not bad.
Shatner, I think, I'm going to say 87.
Yeah, I'd say 84. He's up there, though.
The Shatner, 87.
Nice.
He turns 88 in March.
Oh, good.
Dude, he does not look in his 80s.
No, not at all.
He's looked in his 60s for the past 30 years.
He's looked like he's 62, right, for the past...
Is it that plastic surgery?
It could be. I don't know, though. He might be au natural. I don't know. I don't know Bill Shatner very well. Wasn't a Star Trek guy.
What is it, the reverse of his mask or the inside of his mask is the Michael Myers mask?
Yeah. I did know that. That's always exciting. But yeah, no, I was never a Star Trek or Star Wars person. It's crazy. I've actually never seen a Star Wars.
Really?
Or Star Trek. I know. Shocking, right?
The fun thing is Disney is going to crush everybody this year again.
Well, absolutely, because they have all the live action movies coming out.
Well, they've got not just the live action. So you've got Aladdin's coming out, Dumbo, Lion King. They've got Avengers Endgame.
Little Mermaid, is that this year or no?
It might be next year, but they've got Avengers Endgame. They've got Toy Story, and they've got Star Wars at the end of the year. They're going to crush everything.
I mean, they always do anyways, but yeah, the live action ones, when all of us now who were 4 and 5 when it came out the first time are old enough to go, they're gonna get a lot of money this year. That's for damn sure.
So, let's go to Justin on Twitter.
Justin,
is Zion the next LeBron? What are the chances he could have a career similar to him?
A
going to say no, he's not the next LeBron, and he does not have a career similar to him. He has a good career, but not similar to LeBron.
I think he's going to have a great all-star career, but yeah, it's going to be hard to compare him to LeBron. He just didn't have the hype coming out of high school like LeBron did. I mean, when LeBron was coming out of high school, everybody wanted him. Every college, every pro team wanted him. There was no in between. I'm not saying not every college team wanted Zion, and obviously you got to do that now, but I watched him play a couple times, and he looks good at certain times, but there's other certain times where he looks like he's 18 years old. When LeBron played high school ball and then played pro ball, he didn't look like he was 18 years old a lot. No. He looked like he was 25 years old and played in the NBA for a while. So I don't see it. Could Zion be a 10-time All-Star and NBA champion? Absolutely. But, I mean, that even is pretty high accolades for where we're seeing him at right now. I think he's going to be a good ball player. I don't think he's going to be someone who can go to a franchise and take them to an NBA final 8 years in a row, right? Didn't LeBron go 8 finals or 9?
8.
8 straight, right? 8 straight or 9 straight. Yeah. Regardless, there's no.
Yeah, because he's 3-5.
Yeah, there's no player on the planet that can do that.
Yeah, he's 3-5, or he's 3-6. He lost one early in his career before he did the 8 straight, like 07.
08 or yeah, it was 07 against the Spurs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the Spurs won on every odd number year there for a while. So yeah, I don't see that happening, but I think he's a good talent. But he isn't LeBron level, not at all. I don't think so.
I just saw a thing, you know how came out today that Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, is getting divorced. He's getting divorced.
Getting a divorced.
And there's just a thing came up. Jeff Bezos has been seeing a strange wife of Hollywood mogul. He's been secretly seeing, Lauren Sanchez? Interesting. I know we're not a pop culture show, but
I don't know who that is.
I'm trying to think of whose husband or whose wife is that.
Well, I think I read, too, that if she gets half of everything he has, she'll be the richest woman in the world.
Hollywood talent mogul Patrick Whitesell. I don't know who that is. Oh, here's a picture of all of them. So apparently Bezos has been seeing her.
Huh. I have no idea.
Whatever.
Yeah.
More power to him, man. They've been married 25 years, Mackenzie. Good luck, my friend. Good luck.
Yeah, she'll have plenty of money to be okay. She'll be just fine.
Well, let's get into this college basketball update. So, Duke still number 1, 12-1. Michigan number 2, 15-0. You think they should be number 1?
No, Duke's the better team, but Michigan is definitely number 2, and they're closer than I thought they would be at the beginning of the year.
Do you think Tennessee's for real at number 3?
Yes, I do. I think they're very good.
All right, Virginia 13-0. Number 5, Gonzaga 14-2. Number 6, big old go green, go white. Beat up the Buckeyes this past weekend.
I wouldn't say beat up the Buckeyes. I would say that they beat them, but they didn't beat them up. I mean,
being pretty good in Columbus.
Didn't Ohio State lead at halftime? And I mean, they did pretty well, and then Michigan State kind of pulled away in the second half. They won by 8. That's not getting beat up. That's playing good basketball and being a better team.
Come on, man. Just let me go with
it. So when Ohio State goes up to Michigan State and beats them later in the year, and they split, and everyone's gonna be like,
they beat them up.
Just like Ohio State normally does. They go up to Michigan State and they beat Sparty, and Sparty, I think they have the last couple of years when they've had shit teams. So now I'm sure that they have a decent team. They probably won't.
Yeah, let's hope they don't, for my sake. And running down there, the rest of the top 10, Kansas, T-Tech, V-Tech, Nevada. Nevada up to 10, man, 14-1. Well, they were up to 6, weren't they? Yeah, and they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got Auburn at 11, North Carolina at 12, Florida State at 13, Mississippi State 14, NC State 15, Ohio State 16, and rounding this all out, Houston, Kentucky, Buffalo, Iowa State, Marquette, Indiana, Oklahoma, St. John's, TCU.
Nice. All right. Yeah, and I want to say TCU and Kansas play tonight or tomorrow, and that's a, 5 versus 25 matchup. But TCU's 12-1. Mm-hmm. They're not, it's not like they're a 10-4 25 team. They're 12-1. They just climbed up into the rankings. And that'll be in Kansas, so that'll be a good game for Kansas. I know that they lose to Tennessee? They lose to?
I have no idea.
I can't remember. But they it should be a good game when they play TCU. We'll see what TCU is really made of. If they do play in Kansas, see what they got.
All right, NBA. You got anything on that?
I thought your bottle was going to fall. I was watching it intently.
Yes. NBA standings?
No, I don't.
All right, I'll go with the East.
Didn't pull it up, so I guess I'll have to do that.
Yeah, you can go with the West.
I have 3 different things pulled up right now that aren't NBA.
All right, well, I'll just do the NBA myself then. Toronto.
Okay, I'll do hockey.
All right, perfect. Toronto, number 1 in the East, 31-12. Number 2 is Milwaukee, 1 game out. Number 3, Indiana, who is currently playing Boston. And I told you it was, the fourth quarter? We have an update on that score? I don't even know if...
Yeah, Boston's up 117-91.
Jeez. Go Boston. 76ers at 4, 3 games out of first. The Celtics are at 5 games out. The Heat are at 6. They're 19-20, and they're the 6th seed. That's awful.
That's the East.
Brooklyn Nets 7, 20-22, and number 8 Charlotte 19-21. Number 9 only a game out at 17-21. The Pistons. That's awful.
Yeah, I mean the East sucks.
And still sitting at 8-33. Those awesome Cleveland Cavs. Garbage.
Yeah, they're not good. I think at this point they just want Zion, so they're trying to get that number 1 draft pick in the lottery again.
Might as well.
We'll see.
In the West, number 1 Denver 27-12. Number 2 Golden State 27-14. 3 Oklahoma State 2.5 out. Number 4 Clippers 3.5 out, and then 5, 6, and 7 are all 4 games out. Houston Rockets, Spurs, and Portland Trail Blazers, and dropping down to 8 with LeBron still out, 22-19, 6 games out. The Lakers. What's crazy here is the top, every team except Phoenix would be at least in the top 9 in the East.
Yep, like you said, that's how the East has been for the past
20 years?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. The East used to be kind of good when the Knicks were good. I was going to say like 10 years, but yeah, it seems like it's been that way for a while. That doesn't surprise me at all. Still a lot of season to go. I know we keep saying that, but I mean, it really is. There's not a lot that you can kind of go off of right now. Milwaukee looks great. Giannis is having a monster year. And, in the West, you got I think Cousins is coming back later this week or early next week or something like that. So that'll certainly be interesting to see how that changes the Warriors' dynamic. But they haven't, been the same team since their injuries off and on and their drama and all that crap this year. So we'll see how they play with Cousins, and maybe that'll make them even better. But other than that, I don't really have much on the NBA right now. I haven't watched a lot lately, so I'm a little bit out of the loop. But go ahead.
No, I'm with you. I've just paid attention to the Celtics and what they're doing, and they're clicking some nights, other nights they're not. Like you said, tonight they are. What do we got? 122-94.
What? Okay, so they won. We get it.
No, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't win yet. Come on,
I need
man.
to update this. If they lose, they should get kicked out of the NBA forever. Forever. You can go to the Ohio State game. Oh, that'd be great.
That's what I got to find again. I know. I was just looking down, like, what happened to the Ohio State game? Why are we on Bravo?
There we go. Because I know they were losing. Oh, now they're up. Fantastic. Perfect time to end the game. Over to the NHL.
16-3 run, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Like, they were just losing. I just saw it on the thing. So going over to the NHL, in the East, you have Tampa Bay still leading the entire East, 68 points. I mean, they're leading the next closest team by 12 points. Toronto, and that's overall. I think. Okay, so they're up on 10 points on Calgary. So in the entire NHL, they are up just monstrous. It's fantastic.
So they finally lost.
Yeah, I mean they did, but they still. I mean they're 33-8-2. That's amazing. 18-4 at home, 15-4-2 away. So yeah, Tampa is just rolling right now. In the Atlantic, behind them, you got Toronto with 56, Boston with 54, the Sabres with 52, Montreal 1 point behind them at 51. They just beat the Red Wings last night. Florida at 41 points, Detroit at 39, Ottawa at 35. Then in the Metropolitan, you have the Capitals at 56 points, Penguins at 54, 9-1 in their last 10. They've gone on an absolute tear lately. Columbus at 51, the Islanders at 50, round out the top 4 there. Behind them, you got Carolina with 45 points, the Rangers with 41, the Devils with 39, and the Flyers with 36, which means at least the Red Wings aren't in the cellar anymore like they were. I think they were last in the NHL there when we did this last week.
You talked about, before we get too far, you talked about Calgary is up there a little bit, but you mentioned this before, is Calgary has 157 goals. They're in second this year in goals scored. Tampa Bay has 180.
Yeah.
23 more goals.
They have a plus 56 differential on goals scored against goals allowed. That's absolutely insane. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. I mean, they're just absolutely killing the NBA. I'm kind of pissed I don't have Tampa Bay, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. So over to the West, you have the Jets leading the Central at 56 points, Nashville at 55 points, the Stars at 50, the Avalanche at 48, Minnesota, Chicago, and St. Louis behind them. In the Pacific, Calgary at 58 points. Oh, Vegas has 58 points too. I totally overlooked that. My bad, Vegas. They are 8-0-2 in their last 10. Won 7 in a row. So that's impressive. They were 1-0-2 before that and then ran off 7. That's fast math for me right there.
Nice.
San Jose Sharks, 57 points. And then Anaheim Ducks are in 4th at 45 points. They've lost 8 in a row and they're still in 4th. I think we talked about them last week. They lost like 5 or 6
8 in a row, and they're still in 4th?
8 in a row. Vancouver at 44 points, Edmonton at 43, Arizona and Los Angeles round out the final. Rutgers just hit a shot to go up by 1, so we're going to finish watching this. Round out the final in the NHL. Once again, haven't been watching on NHL either.
Do you want to pause this show?
No, I don't want to pause the show. We're going to do this live.
You want me to turn it up?
Nope, I don't want to turn it up. I'm just going to watch it as we keep going through this. Same thing. Haven't watched a lot of NHL. NFL is the main focus right now. Once that's over, I'll get more into NHL. Hit that 3. Oh, he was open. Yeah. That's a terrible shot. Ugh.
That's bad.
Well, you got one possession to play defense, so we'll see what they do.
Hopefully they do. Rutgers any good?
I don't know what Rutgers' record is. I just call it timeout, so they got some time. Once football season ends, we'll get more into hockey and basketball and get a little more in-depth into our knowledge of that. So, pretty excited to get there once NFL ends. But NFL's still going, so we got some more there.
And I forgot, in the NBA, right after NBA, I had a discussion or debate topic in here, and I wanted to go over this weeks ago. And it was Phil Jackson and the players. When it came down to it, Bulls, Lakers, was it Phil Jackson or was it the players? Because you kind of see what goes on with the Knicks. What do you think?
Phil Jackson had 3 of the top 10 players of all time play for him. Michael, number 2, behind LeBron. Kobe, number 3.
Agreed.
And Shaq would probably be about number 9 or 10. And 2 of those played on the same team. Phil Jackson, though, in the mid to late 90s, that triangle offense, man, people couldn't stop it. But when you have Jordan, he can play well in that offense. They didn't need much else. They had a good supporting cast, but they didn't need much else. Kobe and Shaq in their prime, dude, nobody could stop them. It was like Steph and Clay. It was like Draymond and Steph. It was like the Warriors kind of have now. They had 2 of the best players at their time, and they could just go ahead and mop the floor with everybody. The problem is what they ran into is the Spurs every once in a while, that had Duncan and Robinson, and they could shut them down. But for the most part, I don't think that. I think Phil Jackson is a great coach. Don't get me wrong. Don't underestimate that. He's a wonderful coach. I think he is a much better coach than he is owner or GM or whatever role he plays. But he also had a shit ton of great talent on those teams. So I don't want to pick either way, to be honest with you, because I don't really like it. But I don't want to give it a wrong answer, which I think one of them would be. I think he was both. He was a great coach who had great players. That's my opinion.
No, I agree with you. Like you said, they couldn't stop that offense in the 90s of the Bulls, and they had, arguably the second greatest player of all time, like you said, behind LeBron. I agree. And what are you going to do? I think it was players, and we got 13 seconds left here, down by 3.
Just hit it too. That was bad.
That was bad.
Step back. Call timeout.
Yep. Yeah. Call timeout. All right. I agree. I think Phil was a great coach, better than he was a GM for the Knicks. Or was he president and GM? Or
yeah, I don't, like you said, I don't know what role it is.
But yeah, I think he was a good coach that had good players and actually great players. You can consider him a great coach too. MLB trades and updates. We got anything on that? I saw Troy Tulowitzki. I don't know if we covered that last week. Signed with the Yankees.
Yeah, we did.
He'll be playing shortstop. Cashman did say it. Anything else big out there with baseball?
I don't think so. Nothing that I know about, or that I've seen at least.
I know, what is it, Brighton?
Zach Brighton, he signed with the Yankees?
Yeah, he stayed with the Yankees.
Yep. Signed a 3-year deal or something I saw, but...
Yeah, it's Plawecki, I think, stayed with the Indians. Was he
went to the Indians?
He went to the Indians.
They got traded for probably. He's just going to be the backup catcher. They have. I think they're going to have Roberto Gomez. What the hell is his name? That's Jan Gomes. Jesus, I'm mixing up a whole bunch of people. I think it's Roberto Perez. I don't know why I'm blanking on this right now. The fucking name of the Indians catcher is.
Remember David Wright?
Yeah.
He's in the front office now for the Mets.
I could see that. He's a smart guy. Yeah, he had his last at-bat last year. Just too bad. He's a good player. Just got overcome with injuries.
Kevin Herrera signed with the White Sox. And so did John Jay, who is works out with your boy Manny. Think he goes to the White Sox?
I don't think so. Machado's going to go to a place that can win right now. I don't think he's going to go to the White. He had to sit with the Oilers forever, so I don't think. Or the Oilers, Jesus Christ, the Orioles. Excuse me. I don't know why I flashed back to the Houston Oilers of the '80s, but yeah, I had to be with the Orioles while they were blah for a little bit. So I don't think he goes back to a loser, or they wouldn't have went to the Dodgers. We'll see. I don't know where he's going to go. It's going to be very interesting, but I do think he goes to a winner and doesn't go to a team like the White Sox where they could be there, but I don't even think Machado would help them out with that, to be honest with you.
No, I totally agree there. All right, let's go right into golf. So you want to give us a recap of what happened this past weekend in golf?
So I don't even, who won? I don't even know who won.
Xander Schauffele.
Did he?
Yeah, came back and won.
Okay, I didn't. I saw Woodland finished, third, I think? Second.
Who did?
Woodland.
Second.
Yeah, second. Okay.
You want to give the update on our numbers too?
We can do
First
that.
of the year.
Yeah, I know. He led the entire. He led Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then ended up losing it on Sunday to Xander, which is funny. I didn't know that. I'm going to sit here and wait until the shot because someone's going to shoot a 3.
Yeah, we got 4, 3.
It's wide
open.
Too.
You better make that.
Oh, dude. Way off. That's embarrassing. How are you that off on a 3 that you're wide open on?
Terrible.
Lost to Rutgers. That's pathetic.
And,
that'll drop out of the rankings.
Houston falls on a tough call too. The Cougars.
That's pathetic right there. God,
so you want to? We can talk about what I had going on too in my DraftKings. I sent you. What was it? I think there was 4 holes left overall, and I was sitting in first, tied for first, out of what was it? 71,343. Yep. I was first out of 2450 and first out of 3567. I finished 10th out of 3567. $5 bet for $60. I finished 13th out of 2450. $12 bet for 180. And then in the big one, $5 bet for 40.13. I had 665 points, and I'll go to the expensive one, 71,000 people. This will just tell you how much I was off. I was still off of the winner. I had 665. The winner had 686. Yeah. This is our difference. We both had Day. We both had Schauffele. We both had Woodland. We both had Leishman. He had I had Champ. He had
Cam Champion.
Yeah, I had Cam Champ. He had what is it? Kizare?
Patton Kazare.
Is it Kazare? Is that how you say it?
Kazare.
Yeah, he was only 9% drafted, and he finished with 92.5, 1.5 more than Champ, but Champ cost $1,900 more, and he had Justin Thomas, who quietly finished third.
Yeah.
Quietly finished third.
Yes, he did.
And he shot 8 under in the 4th round.
Okay,
to finish 18 under. That's why he quietly finished third. Yep. So he had 113 points. So this guy was the only person to have that. So he was a single guy, won $50,000.
Yeah.
My lineup, there were 64 other people in this one, but in my other pools where I won, heavy money, I did pretty well. So this is why we say, listen to us. Sometimes we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
With this, I mean, this covers me all year.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the year, I'm covered.
And we play, and I'm pretty sure we pretty much gave that lineup right out.
Yeah.
It was pretty damn close.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I've got a couple lineups this week too, and I know we'll talk about it. You want to?
For me, I was a little bit off, but that's okay. I made a little bit of money on FanDuel, nothing too crazy, but on DraftKings, my lineup didn't cash. I didn't have Woodland. I played Woodland on FanDuel, which is why I ended up getting that.
And what helped me is I played all our picks to start. I played you took Bryson. You and Jake both took Bryson DeChambeau.
Right.
He took Jason Day. I took Woodland.
Yep.
Who finished what? We got second,
7th,
and a 13th.
And I mean, with my lineup, I had Bryson in it, which was fine. I had Champion in it, who had a good day. I had Leishman in it, who had a good day. I kind of shit the bed on Snedeker and Koepka. They finished 22nd and 24th, which kind of killed me, especially in a tournament when no one's. This is the thing of that week. This is when the real golf starts. The cuts start again. So last week was a tournament of champions. Nobody got cut. Everyone made the cut. Everyone played 4 rounds. So yeah, if you have the top 5 guys, you're making money. So
are we still doing if our pick misses a cut? That's 82.
Yeah, it'll be 82.
Automatic.
Yep,
okay,
automatic 82.
Yep.
So this week, they're still in Hawaii. They're playing the Sony Open. I think it's going to be a lot of the same guys you see this week are probably going to be right back up there again. The guys that have played in Hawaii, they know how I shouldn't say the weather. They know how the wind is because the wind does whip quite a bit here. You got to know how to play it. The thing,
does it also nay?
It could.
Sorry,
I thought about doing that actually, but I decided against it. I didn't want to knock my mic over. So the way that the wind is fine. You just got to know how to play it because there are extremely wide fairways, very very wide fairways. So it's easy to hit the fairways if you play the wind correctly. You just got to do it, and you got to pick the people that are playing hot. So I'm going to do DraftKings picks. I'm not going to give you my full lineup since it is a cut week, so you got to come up with some of your own picks. But a couple of the top end people, obviously Gary Woodland.
Yep.
You want to keep him in. Bryson's going to be a good play, and these are expensive guys. You can probably play 2 of them, 1 of them, and if you do 2 of them, you got to play scrubs. Mm-hmm. If you do 1 of them and then play a balanced lineup, you can do that.
You can go balance here.
Yeah,
with a lot.
You can certainly do.
I got Justin Thomas as another guy.
I was about to say Justin Thomas for sure. I think actually
I had Thurston Howell the third up there.
I think actually Patton Kazar won this tournament last year.
Yeah, he's defending champ.
He's defending champ,
yep,
right?
He is,
and he is cheaper. I will have him in my lineup just because he also.
I have him in one of mine.
He finished the year strong, and he played in December, where a lot of these other guys haven't played since before Thanksgiving, who are going to be in this tournament. So it'll be interesting to see. Mark Leishman will be another name to keep up here. He's never missed a cut here. He has 2 top 10s, but if you're looking for consistency, if you're playing in a single entry lineup, you just want to make the cut. If you get 6 of 6 through, you're making money no matter what. That's a fact. Another guy who is mid-range that you definitely want to get in your lineup, Kevin Kisner. He's finished tied 4th and tied 5th here the last couple of years.
2 top 5s here in the last 3 years.
So he would be a good guy to get in your lineup. On the lower end of the spectrum, you're looking at guys like Abraham Answer. Kevin Tway just played and he finished tied 11th in Maui.
Dude, I was kind of shocked here. Snyder Johns is only 6,900. I mean, he's missed 2 of 5 cuts, but I'm like, it's still kind of surprising that he's only 6,900.
For the most part, I would play him because he's 6,900 because
I know why.
Probably would. But I'm not going to play him this week. He won't be in my lineup. I'm going to look for more of the Kevin Tways of the world, who, like I said, he's lower to mid. Also, one guy that you want to be on the lookout for who's down there a little bit, hasn't played in a while, but always plays well in Hawaii. It seems like Jimmy Walker, man. He's not going to be on many people's radars, even though he should be. He's only 7,400 in DraftKings this week, but he has dominated.
Who was that?
Jimmy Walker.
Yeah. Okay.
He's dominated in Hawaii in years past. He's that guy who used to win Hawaii tournaments. Now he's won a major. He's won a couple other big tournaments. So he's gotten past that, but he still plays in Hawaii and he still plays well here. I think that's an automatic cut. And at 7,400, that's almost a must play in every lineup.
And like you said, the past winners here: 18 Patton Kazare, 17 Justin Thomas, Fabian Gomez in 16, and Jimmy Walker in 15 and 14.
Yeah.
And some other guys I had here that are just this year they're playing hot. So Troy Merritt. 6 out of 6 cuts. He's 6,700. And Wyndham Clark has made 4 out of 5 cuts, 6,400. Another thing here that people might not remember or that they may have just missed. Well, first off, did you mention Charles Howell III? I know I called him Thurston.
Yeah, no, I did not actually.
6 top 4 finishes here, but has not won. And he's never missed a cut. It's unreal. You bet he is a good one. And he's running at 8,900.
He's up there a little bit.
He's had 2 top 10s. Kyle Stanley I had as another guy that is a potential there. And Keegan's running off, in the mid 7,700. he's a possibility for people.
Keegan's the guy who I like to avoid for a while, but he played hot at the end of the year. So that's something that pulls over. And he's played in Hawaii before. He knows how it goes. He's a veteran on tour. He's a good player, but Keegan is hot and cold. So it worries me. He won't be in my lineup this week. I don't think I'll plug in Keegan. But sitting there, what is he, 77, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad play at all. He's going to be a guy that has 6% ownership, probably less.
I agree. And the other thing here is the last 4 Sony Opens, you know how they've ended? Playoff. Year before that, 7-stroke win. Year before that, playoff. Year before that, 9-stroke win. So we're due for a 9 or 10-stroke win by my pick, Justin Thomas.
Okay, I like it. I thought about that being my pick. And also, before I make my pick, this isn't my pick, but another thing is Jordan Spieth comes back this week. Hasn't played in a while.
Don't you feel like he's underrated now?
Well, I wouldn't say that. He had a huge year 2 years ago. This last year, he didn't have a great year. He got married. I don't know how that's going to affect him. I'm sure it'll be just fine. There won't be much. But I will say that my pick is going to be actually your pick last week, Gary Woodland. He is just absolutely on fire right now. And his last 4 starts here at the Sony Open, tied 7th, tied 6th, tied 13th, tied 3. So his worst finish here in the last 4 years is tied 13th. The way he's playing golf right now, I mean, he should be top 10 all day. Brandon, he is taking my and Jake's pick, Stat Guy's pick from last week, Bryson DeChambeau. So far, besides Gary, we're...
Sorry, I just took out the door.
Yeah, no, shit.
And I tried to ask Stat Guy, I said, who you got for golf? And he just said, where are they this week?
That was his text back.
Yes.
Say Hawaii again.
Hawaii again.
Watch, he'll pick frickin' Woodland, and with me, he'll just keep picking the same exact same people.
Obviously, you can't hear it, and I got to fix the broken door. The other thing for, Brandon's got DeChambeau. This is early for us, and like we said, you can only pick. So this is January, so we're only going to write the picks for January on the board, so we don't multi-pick. And did you see what I shared with you, buddy?
No.
So you can keep talking about this, and let me get to my Google sheet for this. It may take me a moment, so I apologize.
It's okay.
Give me a moment. You can keep going on about anything about this course that we should know about. How do you think Cam Champ does here? It's like 7,000 yards. You think he's too long for that one?
No. There's no such thing as too long for a golf course. You can't be too long for a golf course. That's not real. It is. I know the score, but the scores are going to be high. I did see this. Yeah.
So I put it in. So I'm going to type it while you're saying it. So we got who'd our man have? Brandon Bryson.
Yeah.
He's got Bryson here.
Yep. Just keep copy and pasting from the week before.
And then I've got.
You got Justin Thomas, old JT.
And then I'll have it where I'm gonna put our finishes in, so it'll automatically average out at the bottom, so we don't have to put it on the board anymore. We'll just have our picks for the month on the board, so that we know what's there, and then we can't take them again because we can only take one guy 2 times in a month.
Right.
And then when we get to the playoff, we talked about the FedEx Cup. We'll make our picks for champ, and we'll go from there on. We can only take one guy at a time. So we're looking forward to that. And also on here, you saw we're doing the same thing once NASCAR is going to be starting here soon.
But NASCAR is...
That's going to be fun. So we want to talk about this. So we decided, Bear and I were watching the Cowboys game together this past weekend. Go Cowboys. And we decided that we are going to we talked about doing one driver for each of the 36 races, and we're like, that's going to be insane. So I said, how about we do it one for the first 26 races before the playoffs? And he's like, I love it. So we're going to run with that. We're going to go, you can pick a driver one time for 26 races. So that gives you 14 guys to kind of play with that are kind of mediocre. So for the regular season, you got one guy for 26 races. And then once the playoffs starts.
I really wanted to pick Kerry Earnhardt one of the weeks, though.
Oh, dude, you're going to. You're going to have to.
Nah, not with 26. With 26, I can still dip into like the Matt DiBiettos and the...
Oh, DiBietto, dude, he's awesome. I love him.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you see, speaking of NASCAR, did you see Stuart Haas sign Suarez, filling in the car? So they picked him up. That's a good pickup.
Good.
You're going to see what he can do.
Get him better engines, so that'll be really good for him.
I mean, he did good with Gibbs. Gibbs has good engines, but I think he's going to do better.
Well, I think he's going to get Kyle Busch. So.
Right, and Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and now Truex. Yep. And I think you're going to get a lot better... you're going to get a lot more out of Tony Tony's going to work with Suarez.
He will.
And Suarez, people forget that he won the Infinity Cup a few years ago.
Yep.
So we got a lot of new drivers coming in. Once we get to the NASCAR preview, which is coming up, in a month.
Daytona's a week and 8 days, or a month and 8 days. The 17th of February is Daytona 500. So, yeah, we got like 38 days until Daytona, 39 days. So it's a lot closer than you think. It's crazy. Right after the Super Bowl, it's like a week and a half. Boom, Daytona, or 2 weeks, Daytona.
Dude, it's insane.
So it'll be fun.
Man, I'm excited. I tell you what, and you know what, I like that we have. Thank God for technology that we're able to. We've got the wonderful TV here now. We got Northwestern Iowa on, but we're able to keep track of our stuff because we're just innovative as we go. I mean, we got the boards. We're going to switch up the boards a little bit once we get to stuff, kind of figure out what we put up there. But now we've got this stuff running on Google Sheets and Google Docs. So we got to figure out what we're going to put up there now. Football's about to be over, so.
Well, college football's over.
Yeah, and I think, is that the next thing? Yeah, let's just pivot right into it. Let's go. Let's talk about some of the things that happened, though, before we get into the College Bowl mania. Dwayne Haskins.
Okay, so Ohio State we'll start with.
This is all Ohio State.
This was Monday, right?
Yep.
The timeline on Monday of Ohio State shit that went down was absolutely insane. So probably about noon, found out that Shiano is gone. Didn't get fired, but I think they mutually part ways. Shiano gone. And then 30 minutes later, they say, okay, they're hiring Greg Madison from Michigan, their defensive line coach. And then probably, I don't know, another hour later, found out that they hired Jeff Heatley, I think. He was the 49ers defensive backs coach. Mm-hmm. So him and Madison are going to be co-running the defense. They're co-defensive coordinators. And awesome. And Madison's also going to be defensive line coach. Mm-hmm. So for the most part, Madison's going to be defensive line coach, being able to game plan defense. But it sounds like Heatley is going to call the plays, is what it sounds like. That would be my guess. I think Madison's a little bit too old to handle all that. So they're going to give Heatley the majority of the work and let Madison handle the defensive line and handle just game planning. Then, another hour later, found out Haskins tweeted out that he's going to the NFL. Good for him. We knew it was happening. Fields obviously came in. I think Dwayne knew it was time to go, but also with what's-his-face, Justin Herbert, what's the dude's name from Oregon, who's their quarterback?
Herbert. He's staying, so, which if you watched him play against Michigan State, it's probably a good thing he's staying because he looked like shit. And you know who else looked like shit in that game? Lewerke.
Well, he is shit.
Can't hold a goddamn ball and can't throw a ball.
I don't think Lewerke was ever a potential top 10 quarterback in the NFL draft, nor will be.
You're probably right.
So I do think that I do think that Haskins is going to be top 5 pick. Someone's going to trade up and get him. The Giants draft 6th. The Jags draft 7th. That's big. Because
he wants to go to the Giants. He said that too.
And that's fine. He can go wherever he wants. But if some team trades up with Oakland, who's going to want even more draft picks, I see Oakland trading that pick. I would not be shocked if they traded back in the draft to get more picks, especially because someone's going to want Haskins. And it might be the Giants. They might need to move up. The Jags, they could move up. They need a quarterback. I mean, it's insane. Could you imagine? How about this? Think about this. I don't know.
Dallas is trading the rest of their first rounds for Dwayne.
I don't know how long Brady or Breeze has left. What if the Patriots or what if the Saints?
I thought that same thing.
What if the Saints traded Bridgewater to whomever, the Raiders or something, and traded picks or traded somebody, for that, and then he sits behind Breeze, or the Patriots, trade up, sits behind Brady. I mean, could you imagine?
Dude. I was thinking
I think it's going to be crazy because, like I said in the beginning of the year, I think Haskins is going to be an absolute monster in the NFL. He's a top prospect. People are saying that he's not quite NFL ready yet, and that's fair. He had 13 starts in college, 14 starts.
Not many.
I mean, 1 year pretty much of starting, and I mean, you saw what he did. He put up 50 touchdowns. 48? Did he put up 5,000 yards?
I think so. I know he put up 50 TDs.
I can't remember if it was quite 5,000 or not, but it was close. My point is that I think he's going to be a beast. You see he has the mechanics. He still has the same stuff. It looks like sometimes he has a hard time reading the defense, reading where the blitz coming from. Dude, in the NFL, that's what they do best. You're going to learn from someone, whether it's a quarterback or a quarterback's coach or an offensive coordinator or your head coach, on how to scheme, on how to read blitzes, on how to audible. So I think he's got the arm strength. He's got the arm talent.
Did you see him post images of himself in Giants, Jaguars, Redskins, Dolphins, and Buccaneers jerseys?
Did he?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, here's
Also,
one. Here you go. Giants. And then he's got all the other ones down here.
To be honest with you, I hope he doesn't go to the Giants. I don't want to see him.
I don't want to see him in the East.
So please go to Miami, Dwayne. I hope someone trades up and takes it. And this is another thing. I was actually talking about this today with your twin brother Robert, who plays in our fantasy football league.
My twin Robert.
At your smaller,
love you, Robert.
Your smaller, fatter twin Robert. At lunch today, they said, dude. So the Buccaneers, which we're going to get into coaches in a little bit after college, but the Buccaneers hired Bruce Arians today.
Yep.
They hired Todd Bowles as their defensive coordinator. What if they trade up, trade Winston out, Winston gone, okay? Fitzpatrick's still there to back up. Winston's gone. Trade up for picks and get him with Mike Evans.
Dude.
Holy shit. They need a running back bad, but, dude, Haskins on
they
that
can get
team.
Running backs like
you trade Winston with Arians, and you put Bowles on that. That defense was not the best, but they can play. They have talent. But if you put Bowles there, Bowles, I don't think he should have got traded from the Jets. I think he should have had another year or two at Darnold. But, dude, he's a defensive coach.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles is one of the best defensive coaches, probably still is in the NFL.
And I know we're going to get into coaches, but they picked up Gase, right?
No, he went to the Jets did.
Yeah. Adam Gase signed with the Jets as the coach, and he's an offensive-minded coach, right?
He's a quarterback coach.
Yeah, and so he's going to compete. Yeah. It's brilliant, and I think it was dumb, absolutely dumb, that he got fired.
Right. Well, this is the thing: is he was a quarterbacks coach, but I don't think the players liked him there in Miami. I heard a lot about that. If he would have went to Green Bay. And don't get me wrong, I think, like I said, we're giving them all away, but Matt LaFleur, I think, is a good hire for Green Bay. But I think Adam Gase would have been the best hire for Green Bay. I think him and Rodgers would have got along great. I think that he would have coached up that offense phenomenally. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. Back to Haskins.
We'll get back into that.
I'm happy for him. And you know what's going to be great for Ohio State this year? Besides all the coaches. By the way, they hired Al Washington a day later, Michigan's linebacker coach. I think that was
whose dad played at Ohio State, right?
Yeah. He's from Columbus.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. So
we got three of their coaches.
Yeah. So they have they're getting that Michigan stuff, which leads me to believe, that it sounds like Harbaugh, it doesn't sound like people want him anymore. Not really respected if everyone's leaving. So I think that it's exciting. But my biggest takeaway from this is that Fields and Tate said he's staying, said he's not transferring. They're going to have a great camp. And they're going to push each other to be starter. And I think that they're going to feed off of that. I'm excited for that.
Predict now. Who gets it?
Tate.
I'm sticking with Fields. I think Fields is going to get it.
I don't think Fields can throw the ball as well as Tate can. I think Fields is a little bit faster than Tate, but they probably run pretty damn close to the same.
What, Tate's 5'11", Fields is 6'3". Fields is.
I think Tate's 5'11", 6 foot, something like that.
Yeah. And I know Fields is 6'3", and he's like Dwayne. Dwayne's got a better arm, but I mean we can see Justin develop. We haven't seen much of him. We saw a little bit, but behind Fromm, you're not playing, and there was a lot of controversies behind that too. And he's gonna get he's gonna get that waiver.
I say it this way though. I say it because Tate has never lost a football game in his career as a starter.
Right.
Ever.
I know.
In high school. Ever. And he played at one of the toughest high schools in the entire country at Bishop Gormley in Vegas. I mean, that's like school number 3 in the country. High schools. Out of all the high schools. So, it'll be interesting. Like you said, I don't care. I just hope you get good competition out of them. And if one guy happens to unfortunately get hurt in the middle of the year, the other guy can step up. Or if someone's struggling, the other guy can step in.
Where do you think Baldwin falls in all of this? Who was a Ryan Day guy?
Well, he's got a chance, and everyone's overlooking him. So maybe that puts a chip on his shoulder.
And maybe, he might come out and be the starter. You never know. I know everybody's talking about Fields and Martell. That you never know. Baldwin might come out and surprise everybody, and then Baldwin's the starter.
Exactly.
And I think I'd love to see what Day's doing, and with the recruiting too, they're getting guys that are committed early.
And people are gonna, and that's the thing too, is that people are gonna seeing these Michigan, Michigan coaches go there. Don't be surprised you start seeing decommitments elsewhere, and then people coming back to Ohio State. Do not be shocked, because I wouldn't be. What about this?
Who just came? KJ Hill.
Yeah, Hill's back.
Yep.
Well, the whole receiving core besides Paris, Paris Campbell is a senior, so he didn't have a choice. Mm-hmm. And he should be a second-round pick at the least in the NFL. As fast as he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he's late first round.
No, I agree.
KJ Hill's back. Benjamin Victor's coming back. Kendall Fuller's coming back.
It's awesome, dude. I mean, we got a lot of guys coming back. A lot of big things make us happy, as Buckeye fans. And
you're going to have Chase Young next year, who's going to be a sophomore, and he's going to have a year with, he's going to have this whole offseason with Greg Madison to become a better defensive back. Dude, how fantastic, better defensive lineman. How fantastic is that? Seriously. Like, it's going to be awesome. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm pretty pumped for this year, or pretty pumped for this upcoming year. It'll be good. And before we get in NFL, because we're going to push here soon, two things. One, national championship game, thoughts?
Well, first off, before we get into that game, because it went the other way, you and I both finished a game under 500.
Yeah.
Damn it, Alabama. I think is
we
did. We were both 95, 95, and 4. So
I thought we both picked Clemson with
we
the
both
spread.
took Bama.
We did?
Yeah. With the same score. 6.5. We had 31-24.
Right. Shit.
Because we were hoping. But you know what? It's okay. And Brandon did win the game, so he finished 99, 90, and 4. So I don't have it up there. It's over here. But the game itself, shocked. A Saban team has never been embarrassed, but I'm also not shocked because when you play cupcakes all year, sometime it's going to come out. Dabo is a great coach, and that Trevor Lawrence just proved he's the real deal.
Yeah, in 2 years, yeah. Whew, watch out.
NFL, yeah, he's going to be, and he's somebody we didn't talk about earlier this year when we did the NFL, future NFL quarterbacks in the next 5 years.
Well,
I know you had
he wasn't a starter.
Right.
It was, what's his face? Who started there?
Bryant?
Yeah, Kelly Bryant.
Yeah, and he's gone.
So...
And they asked Dabo, they're like, what do you think? Tua's never lost a game. He's like, Trevor's never lost one either. Yeah. Like, what are we talking? And did you see the stat of Tua?
No.
What he does against 500 teams? He's not good.
Oh, yeah. No, because
his stat line.
They beat LSU, but he played like shit.
Right.
They beat Georgia, but he played like shit. He got hurt and played like shit. Yeah, he's not that great. He really isn't. I'm just sure I shouldn't say that. He's good, but he's not as great as people think they are when they play real teams, not when they play Little Sisters of the Poor. And my takeaway from this too was you know the way to get these teams out of this, so we don't keep seeing Alabama and Clemson. They should have to play the first game.
Yeah, you
next
said
year.
that. I totally agree.
I was thinking, they should play the first game of next year. Why not? They do it in the NFL. The Super Bowl team they don't play each other, but they normally play another team. There's no reason why Alabama and Clemson shouldn't be the starter next year. If you're going to keep it a 14 playoff, then that's what they need to do. It's very simple, in my opinion.
No, I totally agree with you. And what was your biggest takeaway from that game?
Well, one, that, like you said, Alabama doesn't, that's what happens when you don't play much throughout the year. And two, I didn't think Clemson was the real deal. I doubted them all year, and they just blew the doors off Bama without their best defensive player. Like, seriously? Dexter Lawrence, man, was out, and he just straight if he was in, it might have been 44-0.
Dude, it was absolutely insane. And, I'm happy that it's done. The season's over. Who do you think next year, or way too early to predict, who's your 4 playoff teams?
Oh, God. Well, Clemson, number 1.
Yep.
Georgia, Ohio State. No, I want Ohio State at 4. Who would be 3? I'm going to keep Alabama out because I think Tua gets hurt, and if Jalen's transferring, so they're going to be in trouble.
I've got, so far we're 3 for 3 on who we think. Let's see if you pick the same 4th as I got.
Oh, man. I'm not going to go Pac-12. It depends, man. If Kyler stays, give me Oklahoma, but if he doesn't, give me Texas.
That's exactly it. That's my 4th team, Texas.
Have to.
I don't think Kyler stays. I know there's talk of it. He'd be leaving too much on the table with money in Oakland. I think he goes. I know they're saying, he could go NFL draft. He's not going to the NFL. And no, he's going to Oakland. Yeah, and if he stays, good for him, but he doesn't need to. He has nothing to prove. You won your Heisman. You're not going to win a national title. I'm sorry, kid. You're not beating Trevor Lawrence. It's not going to happen.
The problem is they won't beat him because Clemson plays defense. That's the thing.
Right.
They could make it there, but they wouldn't. They would get destroyed by Clemson's defense.
So, talk a little bit about if you would, what happened in the NFL this past week?
Well, hold on a second. We have one more thing for football.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. I forgot about that. Go ahead. Go on your college bowl mania.
So excuse me while I have my laptop out. We had a 4-way tie for first, correct?
Correct.
Over the Line Sports Pod had 24.
Correct.
Hold on a second while it loads.
Bowling for Buckeyes.
Pick
Clemson, and according to that, has the tiebreaker. However, at the beginning of this whole thing,
well, this is how this goes. Okay, we went over this because if you tie, no matter who you pick before, honestly it doesn't matter because a tie is a tie. We were leading. That's my point. Just because you pick the national championship right and you tie doesn't mean it. That's why there's a tiebreaker, which is points, right? So in the world of points, it normally works as who has the closest points without going over is your tiebreaker. Am I correct here?
Correct.
I wanted you to yell it because you're standing up.
Correct.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm putting up Stat Guy gave me his golfer. You can read it out now.
All right, Stat Guy's golfer is, drum roll please, Jordan Spieth. Okay. So Bowling for Buckeyes, 24, first place, congrats. Via Lease, 24, first place, congrats.
Still a loser, buddy.
Mike Team 1, 24 points, congrats. Over the Line Sports Pod, 24 points. Okay, so we all tied for first. So let's go to Mike Team 1. He didn't put in a tiebreaker. So
you're out, kid.
Mike Team 1, sorry. Yes, you tied with us for first, congratulations. No, you did not beat us. Next, Over the Line Sports Pod. Our tiebreaker was 55, 31, 24. That's 55 points if I do my math right, correct?
Correct.
What was the final of the game? 44-16?
Yep.
Which is 60 points. Is that correct math?
That's correct math.
Okay, so let's see what Via Lease's was.
Yep. So right now we're 5.
So we're 5 off on the bottom side.
Yep.
And I already looked at this, so I know what it is. I'm just making it very dramatic. So Via Lease was close, but over. Alabama 35-31. So that is 66.
6.
So Via Lease was over
by 6.
And then Bowling for Buckeyes, drum roll please, his final, 41-38. He did pick Clemson. Congratulations. That's a good pick to get you tied for first. But 41-38, 79 points. That's way
over. And as we said in the beginning of the year.
So even if we played it as whoever was closest, who was still closest? We were.
Us.
We had a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
That makes us winners. That's my rant. And I'm not doing that to be a dick. That's just how life works. I played in a huge bowl pool. 3 people tied. You know who won? Not the guy that picked Clemson. It was the guy that had the closest points without going over. That's how tiebreakers work if you have a tie. That's why they invented a tiebreaker. This isn't hockey. This is foosball. But on top of that, though, last place was 18. So last place was only 6 off of us. Not bad. Hot Friend put up 21. Pretty solid. Grayson's Catboys had 22.
I know. Grayson the kid.
Kid was 2 off.
So, dude, you know what that means for us?
It means we're 2-0. 2 weeks in a row. I like that. Losers.
Because we
are
the champions
of
the world.
Thank you, Freddie. All right, so once again, champions. This time by tiebreaker, not outright. But we are still
I know
champions.
what ESPN said, but if you listen to us and what we said, this is how it works. This is how the real world works. We are a betting podcast. We give you bets every week. This comes down to numbers, boys.
Yeah.
And girls.
And we stated it very clear in one of the episodes. I can't remember which one, but I could go back through and find it of exactly what it was.
You know what? I'm giving my Jason Garrett. We win.
Thanks, Jason. We appreciate your clapping.
You're welcome. And I do have to say one thing. On the podcast one, we gave Jake, Stat Guy, shit for his picks. He beat us all.
Well, if he was here, we would have used his tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. We used Shiv's. He was in it. That's right.
Yeah, but he had 25.
Where did Shiv finish?
He finished behind. He was second.
Yeah, I finished 23rd.
Yeah.
Or with
He could
sorry,
if
with
he would have taken
23.
Clemson, he would, because I said last week that we could have a 5-way tie, but Shiv took
Let's
Bama.
see for fun what his tiebreaker was.
69-48, something crazy, something stupid.
Was it?
It's like, you got to look at it. It's ridiculous.
If he put 69, that's impressive. Let's see.
Maybe it's 61.
68-49.
Yeah, I knew there was a 9 in there.
Oh, wait. He put in 68-49 Clemson. But
I know. I noticed
what?
that too. You probably didn't notice what he was doing.
Oh, Jesus.
So let's jump into NFL. And again, we are the champions, so we are not giving away any swag. I considered giving away some swag because
Do you have like a keychain?
I thought Bowling for Buckeyes. Maybe we'll send him something. We got to get. We still. And I'll say this now. All Wear has our logo, but our logo maker, who made our logo for us, some of the stuff was a little off, so we've got it over to Justin on the Twitter's actually helping us out, cleaning it up so we can get it over to All Wear and get some stuff. So hey, we're gonna think of some other contest. I'm thinking. You want to tell them, you can invite these guys. Get in touch with us. Get in touch with us on our Facebook. You can message us directly on our Facebook. Bowling for Buckeyes has done that. And I'm telling the other guys, too, you want to get in our golf league on DraftKings?
Yeah, I have no problem playing it every week.
Yeah.
Do $3 every week and just do golf. Obviously, we'll have more contests for swag and stuff, but, just to play for a little bit of money, $3 a week on DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever you want to play on, we have no problem starting a league. Preferably DraftKings because it's already set up.
And we are easy. Exactly, and we do the same thing for NASCAR too. So we want to welcome anybody that wants to join.
Yeah, we should push that and probably get that one out there. Our DraftKings.
You know what
league
we
for
should
NASCAR.
do? You know what we should do? We're gonna figure out how to do it. Maybe we should set up something with the guys on our Facebook page and. Everybody gets like some drivers. We got to do something. Like we got to figure it out. We got a couple weeks to figure it out how we can do a NASCAR pool with our guys, or anybody that wants to get in a NASCAR pool. Let's check it. Let's check into that. See if ESPN does anything, or
I don't know because normally it's just like fantasy NASCAR, but I'm sure we could probably look something up to see if what we could do. Or we just have people pick drivers just like we do, and we kind of do what we have, and we do an average. Because last year, your average is what, 5.2, I think you ended with?
Nuts.
So, yeah, if they can beat that, now that would be something that we would, we'd probably do just like singly for everybody, and we can certainly put it in. I know, we could do it as a podcast.
Give myself another title.
Why not? We're already 2-0, so we might as well.
So, Brandon has a title. I have 3 titles, I think, now, and you have 1 or 2, right? I have golf regular, NASCAR regular,
and wrestling for last year.
Oh, and wrestling, and I have NFL, so I have 4 championships right now. You won golf playoffs.
Yep. I did not win NASCAR playoffs.
You didn't win NASCAR.
I had Harvick. Who won?
Well, technically stat guy because it was Logano,
but
we didn't give it to him because he just by default got it.
Yeah.
So he has an asterisk by his fake title.
Yeah.
So he has the kayfabe title, and then Brandon has one now for college. So nobody won.
I'm about to win NFL playoffs.
I know he has Clemson, but he doesn't get it. Right? Or do we give it to him?
No, we have to. They won the champ. Yeah. No.
Yeah, he took Clemson.
He got all college.
Because if it was, so he gets it 2 championships.
It doesn't matter if you don't. I'm saying that, but we've done it before. It's
right.
If you win if you pick the winner, the national title winner before the season, that's fucking great. And Brandon did that. So I'm hoping that I follow the same path. Brandon cannot in NFL, and Gary, you can. So
what's that?
I said,
who do I got? New England?
You have New England, and I have New Orleans. Brandon has
New England's not winning. They're losing this week.
I think they are too. Brandon had Minnesota over Pittsburgh, so both of his teams didn't even make the playoffs.
Right. And hey, let's get it. So let's get right into NFL. But I want to talk about the coaching hires first. So we got you mentioned earlier, Arians at Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. Todd Bowles is defensive coordinator. LaFleur at Green Bay, which we agree, good pick, especially for quarterback.
He's a young, and I think he's going to be creative. He comes from where did he come from? I can't remember who he was under.
His mother?
Well, yeah, I would hope. Or a Stork. I thought that's where they came from. But he was with McVay for a year.
Your mother, Trebek.
Everyone's like, he's a McVay guy. Like, now he was with McVay for a year when McVay was an assistant. He wasn't even head coach. That doesn't count. But he was with a good coach. So I think LaFleur is gonna do well. Hopefully he does well. We'll see if Aaron listens to him or what goes on in Green Bay. But I think it was a good pick. Like I said, the only other person I would have picked over him was Gase. I think that it's fantastic they didn't pick up McDaniels. They would have regretted it. You see how he hasn't been hired yet still. I know he's with the Patriots, but all these teams are filling their voids. So I'm just throwing that out there. McDaniels isn't as good as people think, so everyone needs to calm down. But we'll see when the Patriots get knocked out of the playoffs if he goes somewhere or what he ends up doing.
So you mentioned Adam Gase to the Jets, by the way. Dirk Cutter, OC at Atlanta.
Yeah, that one pissed me off a little bit. That's the problem with being in the playoffs. You can't. I really wish that Dallas, not that they would have lost. I want them to keep going, but I want Linehan to get fired, and Cutter would have been a great offensive coordinator / play caller for Dallas. He would have been fantastic. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So we're going to see what he does. It's funny, too, because I don't know if you saw Mike McCarthy. He said that he was only interested in the Jets, and he took his name off of every other team, and they hired Gase. So what's Mike McCarthy do now? He's not going to the Browns. They hired promoted Freddie Kitchens. I shouldn't say hired.
Which
he
is
got
awesome.
Promoted. I think that's huge. I was talking with Hot Friend earlier about this because she's a huge Browns fan, and she said in Dorsey we trust, which is, I agree with her 100%. John Dorsey is a very, very smart man. He did it in Green Bay. He's doing it here in Cleveland now, so you need to trust what he does, Cleveland Browns fans, because he's making the right decision here. Freddie Kitchens, I think, is just a stand-up guy. Right. He turned that offense around after Haley left. Everybody saw it. So, he doesn't have head coaching experience, but that doesn't mean anything. He could be a good head coach. If he already runs the offense, all you need is a good defensive coordinator. It sounds like Greg Williams is gone, which is unfortunate for them because, Williams would have been great to get back on the defense and a good mind just to have there in general for Kitchens. But they'll find somebody else. There's a lot of good coaching talent out there still. So I think that'll happen here in the next probably week.
So we got Broncos probably going to get Vic Fangio.
That's what it sounded like today, I saw, which is a good
the hire that I don't understand, Kingsbury to Arizona.
Oh, God.
Dude, I don't get it. You got a 35-40 head coach.
You fired Steve Wilkes, who is wherever he lands is going to be a steal, by the way. Whoever gets him, absolute steal. You fired Steve Wilkes after 1 year with a drunk GM, with a fired offensive and defensive coordinator, and a frickin' rookie quarterback to pick up Cliff Kingsbury, a dude who has never coached in the NFL ever. The guy who hit a losing record with Patrick Mahomes. Seriously? 5-7 with Patrick Mahomes, man.
And that's why they probably got him, just because they're like, oh, he can develop Rosen. But it's like, okay, great, but
Arizona, they have talent. They're done. They're not going to be good for a little bit. They're going to be the laughing stock of the league here with the Bengals. It's just facts, man.
Yeah, Steve Wilkes, dude. Where do you think he ends up?
Well, Miami's keeping their head coaching job open because I heard they want Chris Richard from Dallas, which is disappointing. Today, Marinelli said that he will do anything, pay cut, leave, whatever, so the Cowboys keep Richard.
Really?
He said he will do anything for the Cowboys to keep Richard. So we'll see if...
Think he'd step down and let him get promoted?
Oh, he said he'll do anything.
Really?
Yeah. He said
I want him to be head coach.
He could certainly take over for Garrett, but they got to throw money at him. Everyone wants him. You have to throw money at him.
It's insane.
But the problem is that it sounds like from all the insiders that Garrett's going to get an extension. That's what I heard. Which I'm telling you, I know that I wanted Garrett fired earlier in the year, and that's fine.
You got to give it to him.
Sometimes he makes bad decisions, but dude, the more and more I watch, the more and more that Garrett has not made those terrible challenges, made those bad decisions. And he is, it's Linehan's play calling, and you can see it. They need someone more creative there, and I think Garrett, he's trusting him too much right now, and I really hope they get rid of Linehan and get someone in there.
Who would you like to see in there?
Offensive mind. Like you said, Dirk Cutter would have been wonderful, in my opinion. I would have really enjoyed Dirk Cutter. But right now, it's tough, man. It is. Would Mike McCarthy want to take that job if he didn't have anything and they fired Linehan? Could be a play caller? That would be awesome, but I don't know if he'd want that. He wants to be a head coach. We'll see.
Well, what do you think? You think
it
hasn't happened yet, but Tomlin, you think he stays with the Steelers?
I think so. I don't see why they'd get rid of him. We'll see what goes on with this whole Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger situation. But I think Tomlin's going to stay. I don't think he gets fired. Like I said, there's a lot of candidates out there that could take an offensive coordinator job somewhere. So it's tough to, especially with Dallas still in the playoffs. They can't do anything right now. That's the problem.
Did you see that Byron's calling the plays for the Buccaneers in 19? Byron Leftwich?
Yes, Arians hired him as offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He was with Arians before.
Yeah.
Arians loved him. And the problem is then when you go to another coach, I shouldn't say that. It's just he got thrown in halfway through the year. It's hard to use him, especially with a rookie quarterback. So we'll see.
We got that. We also forgot we have the playoff title going on too. But were we doing straight up or were we doing? I don't know how we were doing this.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Straight up, we were both 3-1. Brandon was 2-2, but by points, I was 4-0.
Yeah, by points.
Which brought me right back in my bet league. I hit a huge bet on Sunday. I missed Dallas on that bad beat I got all pissed off about. So I missed Dallas to hit on my 4-team parlay. I put the 4 in there, and we got Dallas at 1, so that's why I won. But I got him at 2.5 in my bet league. Had him at 200 for the parlay. Missed it. Would have won 3 off of that. So the next day I played 300 on Chargers plus whatever it was, plus 2.5.
Yep.
The under. And then Eagles plus 6 and the under, which both hit. So I hit 3,500 on that. So I'm now up to 7,000 sitting in 4th place. So, and we play through the Super Bowl. So I have a chance still for first.
All right, well, let's get into this week's stuff. Let's see if Brandon said anything. Brandon said nothing, of course. All right.
Nothing for football for him?
Nothing nothing about the coaches.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, let's get into this first game. Colts at Chiefs. Brandon has the Chiefs, and it's 5 points. Chiefs are favorites. Brandon has Chiefs winning 27-20.
It's going to be higher scoring than that. But yeah, I do have the Chiefs winning. 5 is a good number. I like that. I think the Colts can keep it respectable, but give me the Chiefs 38-28. They pull away at the end. It's going to be a close game, but they pull away at the end. The over's hitting in that game for sure.
Dude, I'm almost mirroring what you're doing here. What you say. Except I'm going to go 38-31 Colts.
I like it. That's ballsy.
I'm just 10-1, man. They look tough.
I know, but it's so tough to play in Arrowhead.
It's tough to play there.
It is.
I agree.
It's loud. It is the loudest stadium in the NFL.
It is. It's going to be tough. This is going to be Mahomes' first time.
I
don't think it's going to shake him. I don't either. But I think that that they've had a break, which is good, and they've got to see the Colts play. But, man, they are just still hot. I'm going to still ride that wave. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Chiefs win. We had Chiefs in New Orleans, I know we talked about in the Super Bowl, which I would love to see. But Colts, I'm just feeling it this week.
That would make sense, though. The frickin' Colts would win, and then the Patriots probably would win. Just to fuck with everybody, and the Patriots go back to the Super Bowl again.
Dude,
terrible.
Oh, God, don't even get me started on that.
All right. Cowboys-Rams. Cowboys 7-point underdog.
Can you read this?
Rams 31-27, Brandon's pick.
Yep, so Cowboys are covering.
Okay, and that's smart.
Bear Cub?
No doubt I have the Cowboys covering. Man, this is a lot of me wants to pick Dallas here. It's a game where Dak, this was his coming out game in his rookie year or in the preseason. He threw, I think, 3 touchdowns here in the preseason. It was his first game. He got to play in the Coliseum. Granted, it's the preseason. It was against a whole bunch of backups. But he dominated that game. Dallas fans travel well. Rams fans don't. I would not be shocked if it was 60-40 Cowboys fans in the Coliseum Saturday night. Not at all. It's going to be loud for Dallas. I know it will. Those LA fans, man, they're not great. But as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to take the Rams. Low scoring, 2017. Game-winning field goal. Greg Zuerlein kicks it, beats him. Disappointing. But it'll be a good year. I really hope the Cowboys win. I hope I'm wrong.
Sorry, wrong one. I have it similar, except I think we score touchdowns, that we being the Cowboys, and we're going to score a touchdown in under 2 minutes. Dak is going to come in there, score that touchdown. We're going to win 28-24.
And I could see it going that way, too. That would be awesome. So we'll see.
Because I hope you, Nate, and I just start jumping around your living room again.
And the thing for that is Dallas. The Rams. Excuse me. They give up 5.1 yards to the running back per run. So I think they're going to run a lot of read option in this game. I really do. I think they're going to open it up. They have Dak on the injury report with a sprained knee. I think they're trying to throw him off. I think they're trying to fuck with McVay. I do. I honestly do. He just randomly showed up on the injury report on Wednesday with a sprained knee. The Rams have...
We're signing Kaepernick.
The Rams have a great defense and just a bad rush defense. So
the Rams?
Yeah.
Donald?
Dude, they give up 5.1 yards per rush.
Yeah, that's true. Donald's just a sack machine.
Well, that's the thing. Donald is an interior line, so you run outside, you run read options, you run Zeke on tosses and counters.
If they can actually do it,
and you got to pull, linemen. So we're gonna see how it is. But I think if Dallas can maintain a great run, I think you're right. But I think that the Rams win in a lower scoring game.
Next, we got Chargers at Patriots -4, and guess what? We're all agreeing here. Brandon's got Chargers winning 20-17.
I have the Chargers winning 24-21. I think that Phillip Rivers, he's gonna get another shot in Arrowhead. That's for sure. Already beat him once. He could do it again.
And I've got the Chargers winning. I think they're just going to go in there and he's gonna play a game of his life. And I think it's going to be a 35-21.
And that defense is no frickin' toss over, roll over. That Chargers defense is stout.
Right.
Stout.
I agree.
Did you see Bosa getting off the line on some of those? Holy shit, Brady is... Ooh, buddy.
He might be retiring.
Yeah, Brady's... If they better double team Bosa, that's all I got to say. Brady might get destroyed.
All right, next. We've got the Eagles at Saints, and last time they played it was what, 48-8?
48-7, yeah.
48-7?
What's the line?
8? So Brandon's got this 34-30 Saints, so Eagles cover.
I told you before this came on, Sean Payton came into the locker room today with security guards around him, had the Lombardi Trophy and $225,000 cold hard cash under it. Walked in and said, "Do you guys want this? Win 3 fucking games. Saints, big. Foles magic ends. Give me the Saints 38-17.
38-17. I had it similar to last time. I think there's going to be much more scoring, though. I have Saints 45-24.
Nice. Yeah, the thing with the Dallas one is that I really want to take the over in that game. I think I would.
What is the line?
The over-under?
Yeah.
49, I think.
And I have it at, 52, and you have it at 37?
I have it under, but, we're going to see as I get there. I got to make I won't make my bets till later in the week, but we're going to see. I think Colts-Chiefs go over, and I think Eagles-Saints go over. Chargers-Patriots probably going to stay under. I think their over-under was 46. That's quite a bit, but I think they stay under barely. So those are our picks for this week. I think we have 4 awesome football games.
Dude, this is going to be fun. And
really, the funny thing is, last week the only 2 good games were the NFC.
Yep.
Dallas and the Seahawks were a good game, and the Eagles-Bears were a great game. The Colts pretty much dominated the Texans. It was never close ever.
And now Parkey, it was a block.
Yeah, and it was the kid from Toledo,
yep.
Undrafted guy from Toledo.
And how about Alan Hearns, man?
Ugh. The funny thing is,
fibula broken.
Went to lunch at B-Dubs today. Right when I walked in, it was when he broke his leg or his ankle. And I watched it again that time when it happened because I knew what to look for. And they didn't show the replay on the replay.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and if you look, his foot is down and his other one's up.
Yeah, because we were watching when we were watching it.
When it happened, you said it, and I was like, "What?" And then right after you said that, it flipped to the replay, and you saw it snap, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
I was like, "That's broken," because you could see him laying normal, and this foot's off to the side.
I wasn't even paying attention
and I'm
to
that. That's broken.
Yeah, right when they
and then they showed it and rolled, and you're like, "That's gone."
It's terrible, man.
It was.
Poor Alan Hearns. I do hope they pull it out for him, though.
Yeah, but we've got Cooper. We got Cooper. We got Gallup. It'll be good.
If the Cowboys do win, if they pull it out, go Eagles. because I will take an NFC Championship game in Dallas after we've beaten the Eagles already twice this year. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll root for the Eagles. If Dallas loses, go Saints, because that's my Super Bowl pick.
Yeah. What if Dallas plays the Saints? Go Dallas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
But that would be like the perfect. It's like perfect for me.
Perfect for you. Either way, you don't lose.
Because I have money on the Saints and Bovada I put on at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
For the Super Bowl.
Yep. What were they running in their odds?
Oh, I think they were 10-1 or 12-1 probably.
What you put on it?
I think 20. It wasn't a lot.
Still, man. It's
well,
huge.
I have to go back through. I don't know what my password is. I forgot it because I forgot I put in like 12 teams over under wins this year. And I know the Browns I put in at 5 and I had like 3 of them over.
Yeah.
So I know I won at least $30 off of that because I put 10 on every one. So I got to get back in there and check it out.
Hell yeah, man. Check that shit out. All right, let's get into the DraftKings picks. So for Brandon, quarterback, Drew Brees. Same for me.
I'm going to go with Andrew Luck.
Love it. Running back, Brandon and I again agree. Marlon Mack.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Love it. Wide receiver, Tyreek Hill for Brandon. Michael Thomas for me. Pair him with Drew.
T.Y. Hilton for me.
That's pair him with Andrew Luck. I hope you're right, man. I know you took the other way, the Chiefs there, but I'm hoping. Tight end, Travis Kelce. I have Zach Ertz.
I want to take Travis Kelce, but I'm going to say fuck it, and I'm going to take the guy who's going to catch the game-winning touchdown, Hunter Henry. He is active this week. Watch out, Patriots. Tore his ACL in April. He's back.
Damn, I did not realize he's back this week.
He's back. He was almost back last week. He's back this week. Hunter Henry. Defense?
Brandon. Oh, sorry. I got to get back on Brandon's screen. Chargers.
Yeah. Give me the Chargers, too.
Nope. I'm taking Dallas.
I like it.
I want Dallas, damn it. All right, and to round this off and end the show tonight, we are... Man, this is going to be in there. Look at this. Hour and 16 minutes. I love this.
When you don't have 16 NFL picks to make, it makes it a lot faster.
Makes this a lot quicker. And I know we said we're going to add stuff in future weeks to come, but what we might do is we might let this cut to an hour and a half because we're going to start getting NASCAR back.
Yeah.
And we're going to get more in-depth with stuff, but football is going to end too, so we're going to have to find more stuff to cover. We're going to come up with some things, but
sure.
You know what? Top 3 current coaches across any sport. So Brandon, we'll get to his number 3, if I can move my mouse. His number 3, Dabo Swinney and Nick Saban. Both of them.
Together?
Yep.
He can't do anything like just pay attention to rules, can he?
Well, I have a 2A and 2B.
Jesus.
3 for me, Pop.
3 for me would be... That's tough, man. Jesus. Sneeze away from the microphone.
I did.
Yeah, you sneezed like at the TV. Number 3 for me would be Steve Kerr, probably. Right now. I'm doing right now. So give me Steve Kerr. Number 2 for Brandub.
Brian Kelly. I'm kidding. I just wanted to see. I wish we could show. I wish we were recording live on Facebook or YouTube.
That wasn't funny.
Mike Krzyzewski.
That was not.
I had to see your face.
That was not funny.
Number 2 for me, 2A, Nick Saban, 2B, Dabo Swinney.
I'm trying to stay away from college, but number 2 would be, that would have to be Nick Saban. Why not, dude? He's won, 5 national titles in the last 8 years or something like that?
The dude's absolutely fucking insane.
He's better than Dabo. I'm not putting him and Dabo in the same category, even close.
Clemson is nothing without Dabo. I don't think they weren't even in the conversation.
Right. I mean, because of recruits. If Dabo wasn't there right now, they'd still win a national title with the talent they have, but they need the recruits.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And, it's Saban. That's why 2A and then 2B. Dabo's right there. He's not Nick level, but he's right there. They're, 2-2 against each other now in these last 4 years in the playoffs?
Yep.
So, yes. But we got to, like you said, man, I thought that was a good idea that we got to get those guys playing each other at the beginning of the year.
They should.
So really
or if you don't want to do that, then make it an 18 playoff. Simple as that.
I think, like you said, Georgia's gonna. Next year, I see this, man. I see Clemson. I'm gonna just give this now. We're putting this. We're putting it on the board. This is my too early to predict. 1, Clemson. 2, Georgia. 3, because I think Fields is starting. Ohio State. I want to see that. Fields go play Georgia in the playoff and beat Georgia. And number 4, Texas. Clemson's playing Ohio State in the national title game. For now.
Yeah, I'm not going to predict it right now.
It's my too early.
That's fine.
What the fuck is today? The 9th of January.
Yeah.
Right
because that was mine, but I'm not.
I'm just doing it now. But anyway, all right, number 1, man. Brandon has Bill Belichick.
Yep.
I have Bill Belichick.
I also have Bill Belichick. It's very simple.
No fucking doubt. No doubt. And, damn, Bill Belichick. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and Alabama sucks.
Alabama does suck, but not as much as Brian Kelly.